125th, Brooklyn, Atlanta, Orlando, Indianapolis, Houston, and now,
Yeah.
Black Ink Radio.
It's your girl Crystal Honey and
Mango Kush.
And we are Pretty Real Podcast. Woo!
All right.
So, Mango,
Crystal.
you got tatted up, girl.
I did, yo. I got this spider web. Shout out to Spider at Black
Yes, Spider at Black Ink.
Ink. Doing my spider. I forgot you were here. You scared me.
How you figure me?
I can't feel anything with this heavy ass chain on.
Yo, what's good? You already know it's your boy, International Spider, Black Ink, Brooklyn's finest in the building, and I'm rocking with my nigga Rich. I just wanted to put Spider voice. You know, that's the bro.
Well, I can't hear, so I'm just.
Yeah, you missed out on the whole situation. It's over. It's over. It happened already.
Oh, darn it. Well, we're gonna have to I'll have to rewatch that.
Yeah.
But how was it? So, did it hurt? You know, because I would have been crying.
And it'll be on the show, I think. I assume.
It should be.
I might be getting cocky, but it's gonna be on the show.
Stay tuned.
So, controversial topics.
Before we talk about that, let's go ahead and bring our guest, Kiso, from Back at It.
Black at It.
Black at It.
Dang, I gotta turn my phone.
Yes. I'm a little jealous because, you know, I won't be able to hear, but it's all good.
Oh, shit. I've been out here. I'm good. All right, then.
Did you guys watch the Charles Barkley comments?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Well, if y'all haven't watched it, then you can watch it right now.
Drop that.
But, alright, so covering that video, what was your take on it? Like, did you agree with it?
Are we live right now with the video?
We live, baby. We about to play that real quick.
They're about to play it right
Oh,
now.
okay. My bad.
She threw me off.
I forgot some people haven't seen it.
Shared that news, how painful it was.
Yeah, but the one thing I took out of that piece was, man, I think most white people and black people are great people. I really believe that in my heart. But I think our system is set up where our politicians, whether they're Republicans or Democrats, are designed to make us not like each other so they can keep their grasp of money and power. They divide and conquer. I truly believe in my heart most white people and black people are awesome people. But we're so stupid following our politicians, whether they're Republicans or Democrats. And their only job is, hey, let's make these people not like each other. We don't live in their neighborhoods. We all got money. Let's make the whites and blacks not like each other. Let's make rich people and poor people not like each other. Let's scramble the middle class. I truly believe that in my heart.
Yeah, that was it.
Why y'all? I just got on the show. Y'all all looked at me like, bitch, explain him.
I mean, what's your take on it?
You know, to be honest, I feel like everything is choice. You know, it's hard for me to say that there's this, you know, huge applause on people to make us hate each other, because you go in other, you know, areas or look into other communities. Like, if you know about the Hasidic, the Jewish community, like, those people influence themselves. I think people individually have to make choices that are going to impact their future and the people around them. Instead, people are most comfortable staying in their one-mindedness, in their one lane, and whatever don't affect them, they're not, you know, influential or vocal about until it's actually a reality. Like, for me, I've never experienced direct racism in my life until I moved to Georgia. That was really hard for me. Growing up in New York City, I'm not saying racism doesn't exist, but that line is very quiet. Mm-hmm. And the only time that line becomes a harsh reality is when something happens and you realize they're not on the same side of the picket fence as you. But Confederate flags and, you know, straight out bold racism I never experienced until I got here. Mind you, racist people do exist, you know, where I'm from. It's just that people choose to live or to go about their lifestyle and their beliefs differently. You know, you have atheists in Manhattan that, you know, stand up and they talk about atheism and all that stuff, and that's their choice. And they have a group of people that they influence that believe in what they believe in. But I don't think that in any way, you know, impacts everyone. I think it's a choice. Belief is a choice. Whatever you believe in is a practice and a mental choice that you make. I don't believe that any one person is making me racist or making any other person racist or anything like that. I believe, you know, what my experiences are and the decisions I make is what impacts my family. Like, to have to talk to my daughter about racism was crazy, you know, and to have to explain to her what racism means. And, you know, she was uncomfortable and fearful of having her white friends in New York, you know, like, does this mean that they're not going to be my friends anymore now that I live somewhere that's racist? And so it goes back to what I teach her now and what I explain. No, baby, we love all people, you know. I don't raise you to hate anybody. You look gay, black, you know, atheists, whatever. You believe in crystals and rocks and stars, you have the right to believe that. As long as you in good moral standard with me, we cool. Can't nobody influence me. And then one more thing, let me just say this, you know, you have people too that have like these cult-like mentalities, and that's why I kind of stray away from certain religious organizations, because that's majorly influential, you know. When you see shit like that, you know, that shit is more concerning and alarming to me than feeling like it's a, you know, mass nation of people that's convincing other people to hate each other. You know what I mean? Yeah. I just don't see it that way.
All right, Rich Mo, do you
wait, we gotta get some applause for that though.
You're absolutely right. My girl gave a mouthful.
So that brings to my question. So upon what he is saying, do you feel like black people and white people naturally have hatred towards each other, or racism is created by the elite to keep us all becoming rich?
Let me tell you why. Because you have to look at black people in different areas. Like if you go to Trinidad, shout out to Morva, Trinidad, Upper Lady Young Road. If you go there, you'll see all different types of class of black people, but everybody have the same respect. If you dirty in the street and your feet is bare and somebody passing by and they have shoes they can spare, people take off their shoes and give it to you. Those are black people. It's where you are that impacts you. You have to make a conscious effort and decision to educate yourself enough so that your choices and your lifestyle isn't influenced by others. But you have more things that come into play. You have the internet. You can't even control your kids' sexual experiences and exploiting them to sexual experiences. When I was a kid, you had to find a Playboy magazine or something. Now a kid can just go online and Google that. So that you have to be extra intentional about how you influence your kids and the people around you with your beliefs, if that's what you want. Now, I personally raised my kid in an open belief area. She's a very different kid. Whatever my daughter choose, I would absolutely love her. That she ain't got to be Christian. Now, I would be upset if she don't have some type of God. But if that was what she chose, I couldn't hate her for that. She has the right to walk this journey the way she wants to. And that's why I teach her open-mindedness, period.
Thank you for your good answer, Rich Mo.
What about you, Rich Mo? How do you feel about it?
Clearly that question was for me.
Oh,
Thank you, Rich Mo. Bomb-ass answer.
I want to say first though, like, not everybody's that strong-willed though. Like, not everybody has that mindset. So I can see where a lot of people get played. Like,
well, my answer,
that's the problem.
Since the question was to me,
you got water.
He's like, I'm ready to answer my question. Can I answer?
Everybody's answering except me. So my answer. Thank you, Rich Mo. I'm just playing. Right.
She give me some energy.
All right, my answer is this. This is what I feel it is. Honestly, I feel like we're not too far from racism. We're not too far from, slavery. You know, it happened. It's not even over 100 years. So I feel like we still have some people alive who have lived that, and they feel how they feel, and you can't change that. They're very old. They have grandkids. They have kids. Things are passed down subliminally and not purposely. It's just how it is. If I grew up in a household, if my grandmother feels a certain way about people, I'm gonna kind of feel that way until I get my own judgment going on. And the whole thing with that is sometimes it takes a while for you to get your own judgment. Sometimes you never do.
So I don't feel like it's a purposely thing. I feel like it's just a thing where there's just a lot of people alive who still feel like it should be a separation, and they are influencers of a lot of these young people.
Basically,
that's all that's happening is just people saying, look, you know, I don't like them. You can like them if you want. And it's like if this grandma saying or the grandpa, it's like, hey, fuck it, grandpa don't like you, I don't like you either. But then it's like, damn, nigga, you cool. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of fuck with you, but I don't know if I fuck with the rest of y'all. Because y'all might not be like him. It's just, it can be confusing for people because of, like I said, the age thing and people passing things down, and it's not their fault. It's just, that's what they know. So that's how I feel. And I don't know if I deserve a hand clap. But I'm going to give myself one.
Definitely deserve a hand clap. You deserve a hand clap on that.
Thank you.
You, Mango, what you got?
Someone had a dope comment about it. He agreed with you, Rich Mo. He said, "Oh shit, my chain."
Gotta be careful. They be trying to get
And I
us.
said I was gonna read somebody's comment. This is the real VNG Mac. He said, "Because the younger generation doesn't understand why they exist, and they're living through racism. The old heads passed the ideals down, seen it firsthand in this country's jail system."
Right.
Facts.
Yeah.
Shout out to all my people locked. That's
The older people be the ones controlling the house. They be the old, you know, even in certain.
But no, jail is
races.
majorly influential. When it comes to
Of
racism,
course.
if you ever been locked, shout out to all my people that have been locked. That's racism is major in prison.
No, jails are definitely separated.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like there's racism ain't never found its way to be leave out of a jail.
Nah.
Jails are definitely divided, but there's people who deal with other people. But it's definitely, as a whole, it's divided. And there's nothing you can do about that.
Believe it or not, you know, racism are also, you know, racism is everywhere, but I feel like, you know, it's also in schools too, because like me, I had an experience where I was living in the Poconos. In Pennsylvania Poconos, and you know, the school was predominantly white, and
the Poconos. I used to be in the Poconos.
I used to be in the Poconos.
I had
jacuzzi.
How do you spell that?
I'm a Poconos. I will tell you a story when you're done. Go ahead.
Yeah, but like, man, it was crazy because I never thought, because I was already dealing with racism with black people too as well, because it's like, you know, my father is black, you know, I'm mixed, I'm biracial, so a lot of people when they look at me, they're like, oh, you're Hispanic, or you're this, you're that. Like they never ask me, oh, what are you? You know, they're like, oh, you're this, you're that, and it's like, no, you know, I'm mixed, and I don't even know. Sometimes I be confused with myself too. How do you handle that?
Like when someone actually says, do you actually rebut them if someone just automatically assumes?
Honestly, I just tell them I'm human. You know, I'm a human person.
What years did you grow up in the Poconos?
Back in the early 2000s. But I'll just like, but in the Poconos.
See, I used to be out there, right? I was out there around, let me see, coming back from the Poconos. Damn. I want to say around like 2008-ish. But listen, racism, very much. Listen, I went to the fair. I'm gonna just say that. Went to a fair, right? Yeah. No black people. Like none. On the side where you tourists, I see black people all the time. We've been loving the Poconos since the 80s.
Right.
But the other side,
beautiful.
Shout out to the hot jacuzzi.
The other side of the mountain were like the Kresge's. Those people that own, these people own the land. Police can't even come on the land that they own. You hear me?
I didn't even know
that.
Wow.
When we went to the fair, it was so crazy. The way they was looking at us. And then the nigga looked at me. He was like, I know you can shoot. Come here. Like, this is how they was treating us. You know what I'm saying? It was really racist. And this was way after she's talking about. So I know you went through some shit in the Poconos.
Oh, yeah. So, like I was saying, I had the experience of being in elementary school.
That's hard.
That's young.
And I was in elementary school, and I kid you not, it was a white little boy I had a crush on. Didn't know he was a twin. It was really the other twin I had a crush on.
Oh.
And I wrote a letter to the wrong twin. And I kid you not, the wrong twin gave the teacher the letter, and the teacher looked at me, and he said, your kind is not allowed to like our kind. And I kid you not.
Who said that?
My teacher in the Poconos. Yes, my teacher.
Fuck him.
I had I know, he was a white Caucasian.
That's
and
small dick
male.
energy. This dirty
Bad
ball
hair.
energy.
I was the
Oh wait,
only.
this is the mic.
I was the only mixed kid in the class,
Man.
and I kid you not, he took the letter and put my desk outside of the classroom and said, "You're not allowed inside of my class anymore." And put me outside, and I kid you not,
How did your mother handle that? How did your family handle that?
honestly, I don't remember. I know I went
Wow,
home.
that's
I
awesome.
did cry. I was
Of
crying,
course.
and because I'm like,
Did you even
wow.
tell him? You probably didn't even tell nobody.
I didn't. I honestly
That's
didn't.
how
I
that
kept
be
it to
going,
myself
yeah.
because, growing up in New Jersey,
Wow.
before I moved
Joyzy.
to the Joyzy, I'm a Joyzy
Shout out
girl.
to
So you probably-
EO, I also experienced racism. I kid you not, I have a bad rep
Jersey
out
bad.
there.
Guidos, yeah, because Italians in Jersey they be racist.
Italians, the Jews.
Yes.
I wanted to party with Guidos.
No, I'm not saying they're not a good
I
party.
fuck with Italians. They
Yo, I'm
black.
not saying
They
they're not a
black.
good
They
party,
black.
but well, I went to school in
But
Bensonhurst, straight
damn.
Italians.
Fucking
Growing up
Poconos.
Caribbean, I'm Caribbean.
Wait, so yes, tell us where you are from. Like,
I'm originally Guyanese from Guyana.
Oh
South
my
you eat
God.
good.
You all over the place.
So you know.
yeah.
So coming
yes,
Guyanese, coming
Make
from a
some chow
country, you already know. Coming from a country where it's real diverse, we really don't know. I ain't even gonna lie, my grandpa racist, so I can't say nothing about that. But coming from
Racist which way?
oh yeah, but like, how is that?
Because ain't they brown skin?
no, he's a white man, white Portuguese. white man.
Guyanese?
So like, but how was that? How did you learn that young?
Yeah,
For
it
real?
was actually in our household. Like, even from my aunts, like they're mixed. They're light skinned mixed black women, and they're like, oh, I don't see myself with a dark skin, and I'm like,
Damn.
but one of your
Wow.
husband is a dark skin. Oh no, he's not a dark
Right.
skin. He's Guyanese, but he's a dark skin
Smoke,
Guyanese.
Black Ink
Like,
Radio.
it's
Let's
stuff
go.
like that.
Sit back and relax.
It's just so dope that didn't like impact you in such a way that you became that way.
I'm
You're so
happy it
dope
did,
for that.
yeah.
Like that's what I'm talking about. Like you paved your own way. You set the path
Because I
yourself.
see rainbows. I see colors. I
Hey.
don't see one color. It's not black and white with me. You know what I mean? It's like we all individual and we all different people. So it's like I'm not going to judge you because of how you are, how you look.
Facts.
Nah, it's about the
Facts.
heart, really. That's what
Say
counts.
That's big. That's big.
But, yeah, but other than that, like, do y'all feel like the media has any type of influence on racism?
Of course.
Of course. Yeah.
Because some of those people that own these stations, even the people on these stations, they're older, so they still have their values and their feels. Like channel in New York, Channel 5, CBS or whatever it is, they don't like minorities at all. You feel what I'm saying?
Fox 5,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Fox 5. Fox 5. I'm
Fucking
just-
racist.
They're
They don't
black.
like-
You only see a mixed woman with mixed people on
Yeah.
there.
They don't. So it's like, yeah, the media has their agenda. It's on the low, but their agenda is bigger than that. Their agenda is also to pump fear. Their agenda is also to keep you in a certain pocket, and their agendas come from being against minorities to being against poor people.
Yeah, it's
So
all
it's like
financial
they
gain.
don't even care.
Financial
They don't
gain
even
is
care no
big.
more
It's
about
big.
race. It's just about, all right, if these these white people or whoever that we would have been saving want to chill with these people that we don't like, is we put y'all all in a box and y'all the poor people, and then they take our rich black and they accept them.
Yeah,
They
because that's
accept
money. They don't
any
accept
rich-
them.
any
They
rich
accept their
minority,
money.
They accept them. So what it is now it's became a rich and poor game.
Because
It's
once
not
they
a
fuck
color
up, they're
game.
no longer accepted. Once they money dwindle, it's not like they say, "Oh, friend, nigga, that we accepted. Let us give
Nah,
you thousands of dollars
you
or
gotta
millions
go.
of dollars to put you back on." But when it's a white person who go to jail, let's say that the one that just went to jail behind all that fraud shit with her kid going to college,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the housewives went to jail one time. Okay, the treatment and experience was completely different. Their friends came to their rescue. They
Yeah.
lost major income and endorsements, and they helped them. But if you are a pro basketball player and you fight some dogs and a few of them get killed, ain't no crackers coming to say,
Yeah, but
"Oh,
see that-
let us give you some money and
No.
let us bring you back to the neighborhood."
But see,
No,
those,
sir.
those ain't the one I speak of. The ones I speak of is the rich niggas that got beyond all of that. The Jay-Z's, the John Fortes. Like, when you got the president pardoning you on their way out,
And he
That
and
means
Jay-Z
something.
And Jay-Z talks about everything I'm saying. He talks about that intensely, how hard it was for him to resist the major influence, how hard it was for him to go to get to own all his shit, to have that control, how many people he had to forsake, how many L's he had to take. It was a lot to get there, because a lot of people don't get past that gatekeeper mentality and that certain level of ownership of themselves. When you crawl in entertainment or any type of level of success, you get to that level where people start to influence you. You have to make a choice. Am I going to allow what they say to make me money because they said it's going to make me money, or am I going to stay true to myself? And when you do that, that's your influences other people, and that's when the perspective changes. So you have to have a mind like Honey and grow up in that shit and decide that's not going to determine who I am. I'm not going to live like that. I'm going to change the standard. I'm breaking the curse. Facts. Say that. It's hot.
I had a question, but I got a little bit high and I forgot.
Shout out to Mango.
Mango was gonna beat me to death about this shit.
Like,
all this.
Damn, it was a good question.
And she was so committed. The way her face looked so committed, I just knew she was about to
She
go
got it.
in.
She got it. She got it.
I remember.
Yes.
Okay, so I was thinking like, damn, I'm hearing myself talk. I was thinking that when do you reach like in your own money, like when do you reach that tax bracket where you fall out of that category and you fall into the category of like, it's not my problem anymore, I'm rich.
Ooh.
I remember my question.
You know what?
But
Yo,
see,
this
I feel like
I'm over here celebrating how deep she is. I remembered, mama. I remember.
I look at it like this, cause like, see, the rich people, they never lived in our neighborhood.
That's me.
So,
Yeah,
Rich Mo. You know, like, they never lived in our neighborhood. So it's like, no matter what's going on right now during this recession, during this COVID, you know, they can easily just contact their cook and their assistant and, oh, can you come and make me my caviar with my, you know, with whatever it is, or can you bring my 10
Why
outfits?
you gotta be British?
So it's like, at the end of the day, it's like I feel like, you know, their lifestyle is set up to where they really don't care what's going on in our neighborhood or what we got going on.
Y'all really think this is a recession?
Give me.
No, it's not.
It's not a recession.
Listen,
but
This pandemic ain't. This shit ain't real. This shit is a joke.
Certain people made more money in the pandemic than people were making their whole lifetime. So what I am saying, and I want one of those too. What I am saying is, to your question, that tax bracket that you speak of, Mango.
Yes.
That tax bracket that you speak of, you'll know, because when you actually paying your taxes, what happens is you see what affects you and what doesn't. See, a lot of people was mad at Trump, right?
Yeah.
I wasn't. You know why? Because Trump did a lot for the business owners. What he didn't do a lot for was the niggas who wanted free money from the Democrats. See, what Democrats do is they keep us broke by giving us free things.
Are you saying you're a Republican?
You didn't. All blacks are originally Republican.
So yeah, you are a Republican.
Yes, I'm a Republican.
Look how congested you got.
No, I'm not a Republican.
Take 'em, Lord.
Actually,
Take 'em.
stop it. I'm not actually a Republican. I'm for what's for me. And at the end of the day, at this point, Republicans are for business owners and people
Your lip draw right there. That's that Republican.
who's at a different state. See, Democrats, they want to keep giving you the welfare, the Section 8. All that does is, I had a friend that asked me one day, she had a job offer where she was going to be making a significant amount, much more a year, but she was thinking, should she not take it so she could still be eligible for the lottery for the free apartments in New York? See, we get so accustomed to wanting the free shit.
That's her people.
No, that's a lot of people.
Everyone want free.
That wants free. You want welfare. Not welfare, but you want food stamps. You want Medicaid. You want certain things. Because it's a real big leap between getting free shit to being able to sustain your own insurance. Like, how many of us in here don't have a job but still got insurance for real?
For real.
You get what I'm saying?
And I work for myself, and I make sure
it ain't cheap. So all I'm saying is all the breaks that Trump gave was for the people who are business owners. You feel what I'm saying? He started the stimulus shit. They wouldn't have did that. They wouldn't have did that shit without him. They just trying to top him. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He started that. Ain't nobody in the history ever thought of no stimulus. And he was talking about a $2,400 stimulus, and that's why they did the $1,400 shit.
What's the
Good evening, friend.
That's all I'm saying.
Shout out to all the dry lip Republicans.
He did good for some business.
the big lip Republicans. You know you love this.
Okay.
So it's like I was glad for them, but it's sad for the rest. Other than that, it was miserable.
This whole shit was the Hunger Games for Trump.
It was.
and
It was.
They was
terrifying.
throwing money to people, letting y'all commit fraud. Y'all think that shit was by happenstance? They just let the whole world commit fraud on SBA loans, nigga. That shit wasn't. It's just like in the Hunger Games where they throw them some water and throw you a knife and throw. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. This shit was no recession. This shit was a party for white people. They was entertained by us. Now
Let's see
niggas
what
is
the
killing
niggas
each
do.
other over being stimulated.
Yeah, true. But
It's real.
But if you was doing good business and you did it the right way, this shit benefited you. That's just that.
Okay.
Shout out to all the niggas that did the stimmies and all that, the pandemic boys. The niggas got your money up. I fuck with y'all.
Y'all did y'all taxes.
Money
Good job.
You gotta hustle.
But shout out to the real niggas who
Shout out
really
to us.
benefited. You know what I'm saying? Because they were supposed to.
Shout out to us, man.
Back to the topic.
Oh,
My next question.
yeah.
Talk about it.
Say it.
Sorry, I thought it was a trash.
I feel like
You know what?
trash can.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, let me just say I ain't know Mango was this petty.
What's up? You got beef with me?
I mean, you said a line.
Huh?
Eh?
You said I was out of line?
What happened? No, I said you said a your
What
lip.
line I said?
Oh, that Republican lip would look horrible on you.
Stop it. Stop calling me a Republican. I'm not a Republican. I'm just for people who's for me.
Okay.
We got businesses. They for you.
Like your backpedal.
so. Do y'all feel like politicians are racism are set up
Wait, what do you mean? Like
to like basically to set us up to be
influence
divided,
racism.
influence the division between us?
Of course.
I think that's everything that has
course,
influence,
yeah.
though. It's whatever the agenda is. You know, I think that's what it is. Like, I mean, okay, so for me, growing up in Brooklyn, all the kids in my hood and all that was listening to rap and stuff. But where I enjoyed that, I really enjoyed Green Day. I really enjoyed raving. So that kind of put me in a different category, like, oh, she white, black, or she trying to be white and all that. So I had to decide for myself, be comfortable enough to be different, you know, to wear my little trinkets and shit in high school. I was always different and all that. And I grew up in a very Christian-based home, but that was the choice I made. Them raves was lit. Shout out to the raves on Howard Beach.
Politics is definitely set up for that. Because at the end of the day, like I said, black people, minorities, we were Republicans first. Then the Democrats started to appeal to us. Then we Democrats. Then it's like they just want to pull you in different directions and see what you do.
We should just have a dictatorship.
That sounds good.
And it should be me.
Take over. The fuck?
I'm not
Let's
about
do
to be
it.
a mango peasant. I see how she gonna
Take over.
She gonna be like, peasant. I'm like, bitch, hey, Chanel.
Hey, she threw
Hey,
something
Chanel.
at me and said she thought it was a trash can, so I see how she gonna treat her.
I mean, and she gangster with it because she's still wearing your ice. I thought, what you say you from, Mango?
I mean, apparently that's how.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
Persian.
you Persian? Nah, your new name is Shaquana. That's some Shaquana shit. And nigga, I'ma bust your windows and wear your chain and go live.
Right.
That's a sister right there.
live.
Persian girls are sisters. Shout out to all the Persian girls that are sisters in the business.
Listen, Persians,
Are
Greeks.
thugs.
Like
She
when I
threw
used to go to
trash on you
school.
and kept your ice on. I love it.
She did, didn't she?
She did. That's gangster. Can't ignore that.
Damn, why you doing like that?
Speaking of racism, we're gonna distract from what about? I feel like a lot of the media don't showcase the true. I feel like the media don't really showcase the true racism, like how they showcase, black and, white and black crime. And I just feel like, what about black on black crime? Because we have racism in our own community
That's
as
true.
well
That's
that we can't, overlook.
Well, I feel like they always trying to push some sort of agenda, and the agenda right now is to have us feeling like it's a lot of white people killing black people. That's the agenda. So there's a lot of black people that kill black people, like you said, but they don't show that. They're not showing that much. It's just, there was another homicide. We don't know who did it. Okay. They don't follow up. They don't tell you later on what happened. They'll tell you what happened later on when it's white and black because they want us to continue to hate each other. That's the point. The point is to, incite push whatever agenda they want. So
I never thought about that.
yeah, when someone gets shot in the hood, they don't never do a follow up. They don't never say, the follow up to that crime and someone got caught. No, they follow up to crimes that they feel are gonna push the agenda that they want. That's gonna have us feeling the way we feel. They want us to hate the cops. You know why? Because they want us to continue to riot. You know why? They want us to riot because then when we riot, they can do martial law and then they can shut us down and now it's control. It's over. They're trying to get us to continue to fight without organization, without like being mindful and smart about how we doing it. Because they can't just kill us anymore, you know, in mass quantities because there's too much cameras. It's too much Instagram. It's too much whatever. It's like the phone. Once the phone is out, people can see what they're doing. So now they need a reason, and the reason is oh, cops keep killing y'all. Oh, we letting them go. Fight. Let's see you fight. These people stormed the White House or whatever they did, and the motherfuckers. Nobody. What happened?
They put a black man
Right.
in the security door.
Right.
Like what?
You stand there.
What do you mean? What happened? Like, what happened with
You want to know what happened?
like with arresting them?
There was no arrest. They let them get away, and
No,
then they did
I mean,
arrest.
aren't they arresting them now?
They're arresting them later when because we're beefing. But who's to say they're arresting the right people? We don't know who's there.
Facts.
How you arresting somebody if you ain't catching them on the scene? If you didn't catch them on the scene, how could you tell me I was there? You understand what I'm saying? They doing that because they trying to satisfy us. Because now we're like, yo, how you let all those white people do this and you ain't do nothing to them? Because I guarantee you, if that was a bunch of minorities, they would have never made it inside.
Inside, they wouldn't even got on the lawn.
They would have had the whole army.
Listen. I don't even think that those was a bunch of like white people doing it on purpose. I think they invited them in. They have videos of the cops saying, "Come on, come on, come on." They invited them in. Yeah, that was staged. That wasn't real. That's just to make us upset. It's an agenda they pushing. That's what that's about.
So
Thank God for the free thinkers.
right.
Shit.
So what we gonna do about it? Like,
I mean,
besides, because a lot of people nowadays stick to the street code. People don't like to do really nothing or snitch because it's plenty of, you know, especially black on black crimes, and you know, like we said, the media not exposing it. Nobody's not saying nothing. Like, people is being murdered left and right by our own people.
Right. They're not gonna talk about that because that means nothing. Keep killing each other. We don't care about that. Y'all doing gentrification for us, and we're happy. Keep doing
but
that.
crime honestly goes both ways. I mean, I was married to a 20-year New York City police officer, NYPD, in the Bronx, one of the toughest places to be. Shout out to him. He retired and doing a big
I gave you
lovely
applause
baby
because
daddy.
that must have been hard.
What, for him? Yeah, it was hard.
No, for you, married to him.
No, I mean, the way we met was crazy because the situation was a little reversed. But yeah, and I did everything I do. You know what I'm saying?
He was a 20-year veteran in the police department in New York. In the Bronx.
In the Bronx.
I'm scared.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring him here one day.
I might know that nigga.
I'm gonna bring him. He's retired. Nah, he a G. Nah,
She said don't bring that nigga.
nah, he's the coolest dude ever. But
What part of the Bronx?
Yankee Stadium.
Oh no, I'm
You know
good.
what
I probably know him for other reasons, but not no bad shit. It's good. We cool.
he that nigga though, so you might. But you know, watching him police and listening to him talk and him always being impacted by that ideology that, you know, this is this huge agenda. When you know police officers, these guys don't think like that. You are going to have racist people. There are racist people everywhere. There might be a racist person at the Starbucks or a racist person at the mall. That doesn't mean that they are. This is the pettiest motherfucker. She is dead crawling with her nail to steal my Starbucks. But, you know, and he would tell me that all the time. He would be like, yo, it's so hard to police because if his white friend would get called to a call, he would say, no, if it's a black guy, he would ask him, no, you come and you handle it. Because the white officer would immediately be afraid of being accused of being racist for doing his job. You know what I'm saying? It is a choice. It is, you know, a few bad eggs that spoil the bunch. But I don't believe that it's just this huge, no, you have to make a decision. You have to make a choice, just like he did. Now, he's definitely had racial experiences policing, for sure. He's definitely been the guy who stood up and said, hey, you taking that too far.
Is he black? He's black?
Yes, he's black. Very black. Very huge and black.
Very
yes.
black.
He's very black. And he's shout out to all my squares and all my sisters. Yeah, we traveling people too, heavy. You know what I'm saying? And learning from that perspective and also being a person who's been locked up, been arrested, been in jail, it really brightened expanded my horizons on my outlook on policing and how it really works because it became a part of my life.
Right.
Not all cops are racist.
No.
And let's keep it real. When y'all niggas get into trouble, you dial 911. You don't call Shaquana, your father, the Black Panthers, none of that. You call the police. So, we have to relieve some of that stigma too, so that there's not so much fear. And because I feel like a lot of times, especially watching him police, and I'm not saying all the time, Black people react in fear and such aggression towards the police because they're so scared for their life. Because that is something that's being projected out there in rap and music. Oh, fuck the police, But if your mama get hurt, or when your daddy used to jump on your mama when you was a kid, it was the police that came there and broke them up or stopped it from happening. So we have to kill that stigma too, man. Shout out to the good officers who risk their lives. They answer those domestic violence calls, save you bitches, all of that. Like, yeah, heavy.
Man, I've encountered some okay police in my life, so I feel what you're saying.
And shout out to Sophie. Damn, son.
Yo.
Sophie thought at Terrones. She needs a green card and she says she's looking for a gringo. Hit her up.
She's looking for a white person, people. Shout out to her.
Gringo.
So do y'all think Black people and white people will have a race war?
I think that is possible. And no. I think it's possible in this day and time only because now, and I know y'all believe in you talking about these people pushing agendas and all that, but you have a lot of young people that are coming out exposing these little alt-right organizations and all that stuff that they grew up in, showing rituals where they burning Bibles and all that stuff. I believe that these people would attempt that. I do.
Let me tell you why you won't.
Why?
Because all these racist people, at this point, they got a little mixed black grandbaby.
They don't
love.
They're racist. I feel like they're.
That don't mean
They
nothing.
got-
I feel like that don't mean nothing.
And let me tell you something. No.
She grew up mixed with her
Tell you
family.
something.
Still
That don't mean nothing.
I get it. But what I'm trying to tell you is the world is mixing up so much that if you give it another 20, 30 years, I'm not trying to sound funny when I say this, but white people are going to be the minority. And it's only
been the minority.
No. It's I'm gonna tell you why, and this is real talk. It's only because when you mix a white person with a black person or any other race, it becomes the other race, or it becomes mixed. It's no longer just called Caucasian. A pure white person is Caucasian. Black people, we're mixed. We're everything. They call everything black. Or if you're black and white, you're black. You're black and Puerto Rican, you're black. You're black in this, you're black. Or you're this, it's all minority.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, it's going to be a time where they're going to look around and all of when they look at their family sitting around having a family dinner, it's going to be some type of shade of color there that's not white. So I don't feel like it's going to go there because the people that are really racist are actually too old for that.
I feel like they're dying out anyway.
Yeah, they're too old for that.
Yeah,
That's what I'm
they're
about to say.
dying.
Grandma, we trying to
They're too old for that.
I
They too old for that. And the young racist niggas, honestly, the young racist white people, I feel.
So it's fine.
Listen, and
What?
And they secretly want to fuck. They want to fuck the girls. They want sex. They
But
want
they've
that.
been doing that. You're not saying they've been doing that for ages.
So they don't want to kill them off.
Right? How you
Man,
think?
please, they've been fucking them. They've
I
been
think
killing
Rosa
their
Parks
own
got
black
it.
No,
nigga babies
not
that was born on the field.
now it has to be consensual.
No, it don't. Because we see all these cases all the time where the white boys rape women and black women and walk off and get no time because they in college with promising futures. But if a black guy had allegedly raped a white girl or something like that, his life is
You're right.
destroyed.
That
What
happens.
you
You're
saying?
right. You're right. I was just saying.
I love you again.
I love you too.
And also,
Alright, Denzel.
on a separate note, I want to bring this up before I get high again. Not shout out. Prayers for DMX.
Heavy.
Drug addiction
Yes,
is a
definitely
bitch.
prayers
Heavy.
for the
Say
dog.
that, man.
If you're fighting it, you're doing a great fucking job.
Hang in there.
Every day is a fight, but you're not losing.
Yeah,
Say that shit. That's
DMX,
real. That's real, man.
no matter what DMX has ever been through, no matter what he does,
That's
no matter
real.
what ailments he has, DMX is a very pure soul.
And he's
When
always
you
been
listen to
transparent.
someone preach like that or say prayers and it gets so deep that
Say
you
that.
might want to cry with him and he's crying, you know that person is just fighting a big battle that you know he might not necessarily always win, but he's still fighting a good fight. He wants to be a great person, a good person.
Say
So
that.
it's like, shout out to a person like that. Like, he's definitely a good person. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Fuck with him.
Yeah, last I heard, they took him off of life support, so
Is
he's
it true?
hanging
Because
in
remember
there.
they
He's
said that
hanging
the
in
lawyer
there.
said that wasn't true, and then now they're saying it is
Well,
true.
I guess it's confirmed that he's breathing.
Yeah,
he
because
is
the
breathing.
lawyer came back and said he apologizes. They gave him misinformation that he's not. He actually is still on life support.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I hope he does better because he's a
Me
good
too,
person.
man.
He's a great
Yeah.
dude.
Me too. Damn,
Great
man.
dude. Very
That shit rough.
inspirational.
Drugs is heavy, man. And shout out to the kids of parents of drug addicts. I grew up in that shit. That shit is hard. It's hard to see because when people are addicted to drugs, they abandon so much, you know, and they can't help it. It's not even them. Yeah, it's not like they don't love you or the love ain't in their heart. The drug pulls you away from reality, from everything, man.
Don't do drugs.
Wait, hold. Mango, what?
Weed is not a drug.
Oh, my girl.
Don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Stay in school. Don't stab them.
Stab that
move
nigga.
on.
If he push you,
But
stab
I
him.
want to shout out to Kiso from Black
Hey.
Addict. Check out
Yes.
their Instagram. Their podcast is fucking dope. Shout
Appreciate
out
you.
to Rich Mo, even though he's getting stuck too in the closet. It's okay. It's good to have confidence. And thank you guys for tuning in. This was Pretty Real Podcast with Crystal Honey and Mango Kush. We are out.
Black Ink Radio. Black
Oh, yeah.
Ink Radio.
You are now tuned in to Black Ink Radio.